Hello and welcome to this video series on video marketing. Now in this video I'm going to introduce you to a couple of tools that you can use that are pretty darn cool. You can actually add hyperlink hotspots, as they're called, to your videos, or even videos that you did not make that you say needed off of YouTube or one of the other social marketing video sites that can assist you in promoting an affiliate product. For example, you can add what is like a layer or a clickable link to the top of that video so that you can promote whatever product it is or your website, and it allows the viewer to simply click on your video or on the video, and it takes them automatically to whatever site or product that you're promoting. Pretty darn nifty. So let's go ahead and check these out. Now here's that video we've been messing around with earlier, and again, it might take a little bit of imagination on your part, but work with me here. Down here in the bottom right corner is an Order Now button. Of course, since we made this ourselves, and I'll show you here in a minute just how we did that, you can do all kinds of things, whether it's order here, click here, buy here. Again, you make your own button. Again, I'm going to show you how. So whatever verbiage you want to put in there is cool. The main gist behind this is to show you that on pretty much any video, you can add a layer, if you want to call it that, that is a hotspot or a clickable link that can direct your viewer or the visitor to your video to wherever you want them to go, rather than having to wait, because some software will redirect the viewer at the end of the video if the viewer gets to the end of the video. But with this, you're actually allowing them to click at any point throughout the video, from beginning to end, and even before the video even starts playing. So naturally, in this case, if this were a little bit larger, then maybe they could see it, or if you had some flashing arrows pointing to it. But in either case, as you can see, as I move my cursor over that button, it becomes a hand that makes it clickable, as well as whenever we click the play button. And of course, you may not be able to hear the video, but you can see the little thingy here and the players going, and again, it is clickable. Well, yeah, you can also see the ticker down here too. But we just click on this, and again, you determine the link that it sends them to. You can also determine if it sends them to the page you want them to go to on the same page, or if you want it to open up another page. And I'll show you how to do that as well. Now that was pretty cool, wasn't it? Now let me show you how we did that, how we got that button in the lower right hand corner. Now I'm going to be using, in this particular part of the video, Camtasia Studio version 5.1. If you do not have Camtasia Studio version 5.1, you can upgrade to that, and depending on what version you have, whether it's going to cost you or not. But if you don't have Camtasia, you can go to techsmith.com and download a trial version, full-blown version. It's only good for like 30 days. Now then, if you do not have the time to download any of that stuff, well, there's another bit of another cool tool that I'm going to show you here in a little bit. Actually, there's a couple more, but one in particular that it's not free, but it's so close to free, I'm going to call it free. It's an online tool. You don't have to download anything. It's really cool, and frankly, I think it's pretty new too. But I'm going to let the suspense build on that for just a bit. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Open up your Camtasia Studio, and let's import media. And let's see here. Which one do I want? I want this guy right here. Going to drag this down here. Now this video is not on how to use Camtasia. I'm just going to go over with you how to put the clickable hotspot or hyperlink on your video. So if I'm going too fast for you, well, that's why you got that little replay button down at the bottom of your screen. So why don't we go ahead. This size is going to be 640 by 480. A lot of the details I'm not going to really be going over. I'm going to be brushing over them actually. I just want to cover the adding hotspot clickable link kind of thing for you. Now what we want to do now is we want to create our button, okay? Because well, the button that you saw there, it's not part of Camtasia Studio. I had to make that. So let's go ahead and open up our GIMP software. That's GIMP. Go ahead and open it up here. And if you don't have the GIMP, then download it. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Matter of fact, most all the tools you're going to ever see me use in any of these videos are going to be free. That's just how I roll. So let's go ahead and let me see here. That's our GIMP. let's open up to, let me see, new, and we're going to go with oversized, and we can cut it down here. We're going to go with 250 width by 100 height, and then we're going to go to advanced option. I want to make sure that the background, that the fill width background color isn't background color. We want this to be transparent. Okay, and click on OK, and here we are. Now then, what we want to do now is I'm going to, well, let me open up my layers dialog box too. Dialogs, layers, okay. Now that's pretty. Then again, if you don't know how to use the GIMP, just follow along. And again, you got the replay button at the bottom of the screen. Now then, I want to, where's my box at here? Okay, this guy here. And let's go with new layer. Sounds good. That's what I'm using. And now the net I want to fill with a redder color. That looks pretty good. Yeah, I like that. Now we got the foreground color there. Get our bucket, foreground color fill, and just click in there. There we go. Now then, and you can play around with this too. There's a lot more stuff you can be doing with this that I'm not going to be covering. But one of the cool things, I'm going to try to make this a little more 3D-ish, Web 2.0-ish, whatever you want to call it. But we're going to double click, or I'm sorry, just right click. I'm going to get my left and right hands down here. Right click, I want to duplicate this layer. Duplicate, so now we got two of them, and you can tell the second one is the one that says copy. And on this one here, with this highlighted, go up here to, I think it's select, and grow. And let's grow it by, say, 10 pixels. And 10 pixels is a bit much. Let's knock that back. I think Control Z, yeah. Control button on the keyboard, letter Z, same time, will undo the last action. And let's grow this to, let's say, 7. That's a better number. Yeah, that'll work. And on this layer, you want to make this, let's say, oh, use your imagination. Yeah, we'll do that. That looks good. And now we want to fill this one. Okay. Now then, we're going to reverse order. Just highlight the one below that, the dark red one, and move your up arrow. Nice, you got a little border around there. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay, anywho, let's go ahead and on top of this layer here, the new layer, not the copy one, no, let's make a new layer. Another layer, and we want to put that again on top of that. That's cool. We're going to make that a text. And we're going to just click anywhere in there, order here. Sounds good. But I wanted a different color. Okay, so let's go click on this. We want that white, because that'll stand out. Okay, now then let's also make this a tad bit smaller. Let's say 10. Yes, yes. That'll work. Too small. Okay, now while the marching ants are still going around there, while it's still selected, let's double that, make it 20. That's a little better. And again, this is for example purposes. Whenever you're not on the clock making a timed video, you'll be able to spend more time with this. Okay, so that's that. Now, what I want to do now is get some credit card logos to put underneath this. You've seen them, you know what I'm talking about. Now, the best place that I know of to get them, well, you do a Google search like I do most of the time. And what is it? Credit card logo, no, credit card icons. That's what I did. Now, after you type in credit card icons, you can, for one, go to images and get a whole bunch of pictures. But what that's one way to do it. But I can just cut the chase here and go to virtual link. That's the one that I've found through all my searching to be the best one, and hey, they're free. Click on that. This is the virtual link, and right here is the ones I'm talking about. These are free. Now they've got some pretty pricey ones in here too, but for the sake of this video and for whatever you're probably going to be using, these work just fine. Click on download now, know where you download them to, somewhere on your desktop for easy retrieval, and then unzip them. After you've done so, then you come on back here to your GIMP, and let's open that up, and the layers, and yeah, for the time being. Yeah, okay, so these are the three we want here. I want a third layer now. We can unselect that. Okay, so we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. Anyway, let's open up a new layer and click OK. Now here, what we want to do is open, nope, we want to open as layers. Actually, I'm getting ahead of myself, folks. I hate it when that happens. All these guys back up again. And the new layer number 2, the blank one, and you can see if there's any value to it, if you got anything there before you delete it, just by clicking the eyeball here, turn it off, turn it on, and then hit the trash can here to get rid of it, and boom, it's gone. Okay, so what we want to do now is I want to bring into our little image here all those credit card icons that we just downloaded. And to do that, we go to here, where we're working on our image, go to File, Open as Layers, click on that, and let's go to wherever you downloaded those images to. See if I can bring this down here, and of course it's not wanting to, so we'll just have to wing it. Okay, so that is, where are they? They are on my desktop, they are in my throwaway stuff, and they are here. And open that up, and we're going to go with the, GIFs, what the heck, and regular, and the short ones. And we're just going to go with Control key on our keyboard, hit the letter A, highlight them all, and then click on Open. And here they all are. Now then, they are all stacked on top of one another, so don't let that freak you out. What we want to do now is place them one by one underneath this order here, and then we're going to shrink them down. So what we can do now is, I think they're all right here. Nope. There's our Amex. Just click on that, hold your Control key down. Okay, it's not letting me do that. Okay, well, I learn something new every day. Anyway, as you click on them, make sure they're highlighted, and one at a time, just drag it over to the edge here. And then next one, drag it kind of right next to it. You get the idea. Right next to it. And if you don't take each action, just hit the eyeball there, knock them out of the way. Personal preference. Frankly, I don't. But that's just me, folks. Okay, PayPal, that's a definite. And then Visa. Wait, gotta make sure it's highlighted. Okay, and of course what would have been better is if I were to have put all of these on a separate layer and shrunk them down to fit. Now I'm going to have to finagle something here and get this guy. Okay, I think it's that guy, and I right click and I want to merge down. Okay, and then this one. Which one is that? New layer, that's nothing there, so delete that. And the order here, I want to merge that down as well, so that'll make all of this here one layer. So what I want to do is center this, just to try to make up for my little faux pas on not making these all smaller to fit in here. And I'll pay for that here shortly, but let us merge down. Okay, so now we're good to go. I want to move all of this Move tool. Kind of center it a bit. And we're good. Okay, now then, I want to right click, and I'll go to the background. Right click and merge visible layers. Just hit on merge. We're good to go. Okay, so now it's all one image, and we can image scale image. That means change the size. Now we got 250. Actually, let's crop this a little bit. So cancel that out, and we want to get rid of some of this excess around the edges, the bottom and the top. And this is our cropping tool. Click on that. Pretty as a peach. Okay, and then hit enter. There we go. We're going to save as. We're going to save this as, folks. We're going to go with order button. I wonder what the size was on that. Let's do the size too. What is the size on this? Scale image. We're looking at 250 by 80. Is that right? Sure looks like it. 250 by 80. And let's go ahead and change it. Let's make that a little bit small before you save it. What do you say? Because I think that's what we're going to do. Let's go with 100. And then click anywhere. And that should change the pixelation down here as well. Yeah, so it's now 100 by 32. Click on scale. That'll work fine for our purposes. Now we want to save it as order button in 100 by 32. We're going to go with .gif. No, we're going to go with JPG. And if you're not sure about the file types, we can just click here. Gives you a drop down like so. Make your choice and then, go from there. Anyway, then we click on save. That's going to save it in my, well, I know it's kind of out of picture here, but it's going to save it in my pictures. So we want to export. Click on save. And now we have this, and we don't need this. So let's get rid of our GIMP for the time being. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. And again, great place for the credit card icons, and we won't need you for a little bit. Now then, let's go ahead and import our, what we want to do is go to callouts and click on the plus, and we want to go to custom callouts and import our little button we just created, new custom callout. And that was in my pictures, my documents, my pictures, my puppy. Okay, where'd you go? Where's my button? Where's my button? There we go. Okay, that's going to work out perfectly. And gives you the description. Of course, you can, we'll just name it, say small red order button. And gives you the dimensions here as well. Okay, we're cool. Now then, it is part of our custom callout. So if we hit the type here, see it's right here. Okay. Now that's how you can get custom callouts in here. Actually, the only reason I would need the callout is for the transparent hotspot. Okay, so we're just going to leave that there for the time being, because what I need to do is go up here and click on finished, and we need to import media. And that's going to be the media we're going to import is that button. And again, that is in my documents, my pictures, and there. So now then, we want to drag this down. Well, let me first show you. Under the tracks here, hit that drop down arrow, and we want the PIP track. That's picture-in-picture track. I know. Just follow along. Then you just left click, hold your mouse button down, and drag this guy all the way down here to the very beginning. and just click on OK. I haven't messed with the floaty, just the solid. So I mean, hey, play around. You might want to do that as well. But we're just going to go with this. Stick them down here in the bottom right corner. Now you can move it around to, like I said, you know, from the prior, and you can change that. I think it was from F8. Right click, modify, and you've got all kinds of stuff here you can do with them. You can adjust the size and the X and the Y. That's his basic location here. Or with the handlebars there, left click and drag them around. Put them anywhere you want, basically. Now, for the time being, you only have them in the first few seconds of your video, or even less than that, actually. And all you got to do for that, okay, we're pretty well done here. Again, play around with this stuff. Check it out. I mean, there's just so much stuff you can do with this, but I want to try to keep this as small as possible. Anyway, let's go OK. And the transparent, okay, let's click on the finish part here. But both of these I want to drag to the end of the video. So under transparent, just click on that until you get the double arrows, hold and drag to the end. And down here, the PNP, click on that, get the double arrows, hold and drag to the end. Now what we want to do is we want to put the transparent hotspot, just click on that, modify, or right click on that, go up here to modify, and here we are. We can make this guy a little bit smaller, just get the double arrows and drag it. Because what we're going to do is we're going to place this right on top of our button, wherever you decide to put it. I've decided to put it right there. Okay, so anything inside of this box is now a hotspot, is now clickable. Where's it going to be clicked to? Funny you should ask. Come on down here to Flash Hotspot Properties, click on that, and we want to get this out, okay? We don't want that in there. We want to have a little more control over it. And like it says here, you can't undo that until you undo this. We don't want to, yeah, we want it to jump to, so whenever the action takes place, we want them to go to this URL. You just type in there whatever URL you want, whether it's your website, the promotional or the affiliate product you're promoting. Now we just want to untick that. Okay, so this way, and if you want it to open into a new browser, that's cool too. You just tick that. Either way, it's totally up to you. Click OK. Come up here. Click Finished. Oh, and just a little note too. This only works in Flash. So whenever we go to produce our video as, it's only going to work in Flash. So if you do it in AVI, you're just going to have this funny looking button off into the corner there that ain't going to do a thing. So you have to do this in Flash, which is fine by me. Anyway, let me just show you this. Go to, well, you just want to do it for Flash. Get this up here. Go to Next. Just do whatever settings you normally do it for Flash or SWF. And that's the one you're going to want, the one video with PNP. And whatever your size is you're wanting. Now you can choose, I believe you can choose the player here. Let me see. Controls. Maybe not. Maybe you're pretty well stuck with that particular control. Well, here we go. Glass. Matte. Onyx. Yeah, we'll go with that guy. That looks pretty cool. Okay, then we go to Next. Go to Next. And let's title this Test 012. And we're going to put it in our Cam Studio Test in our throwaway file. Look at all these cool files here. Anyway, so let's go ahead and put this stuff in a folder too. Finish it. Create folder. Yeah. Okay, now that we're going to do that, then I'm going to upload it because, believe it or not, it won't work unless you have it on the internet. It won't work on your desktop. Okay, now that we've got it converted or rendered, now we need to upload it. And I've got a folder here called Test R. And let me find our folder here. Bring this down here so I can show you what I'm telling you. test12. Yep, that's the one. And we'll just upload that. Then after we upload this, there's a file in there, the HTML file. I just need to change that name to index dot whatever it is. And I can do that after it's uploaded, no biggie. Okay, we are fully uploaded here. And where are we? There we are. Okay, now we want to just double click on that. Have me worried there for a second. Now right here, this is our HTML page here, and I just want to rename that from test12 to index.html. And there we have it. Okay, cool. Now into our into our browser, we want to go to pmnu.com/testr/test12. Let's see whether that takes us. Okay, let's go up here. Yeah, we're done with this, guys. So pmnu.com/ what was that? testr/test12, enter, and here we are. Yeah, it's just a preloader that I made. Anyway, should be coming up any second. Here we go, and it's loading, and you see right here, got my mouse cursor, hover over the button, and it turns into a clickable hand. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think the link we left in there was for TechSmith. So when we click on that, and you can go ahead and click on play, same thing. It's just going to start playing along, but this is still clickable. So let's click on this and see where it takes us. And it's taking us to the same page because we didn't click that one link that says to a different page. So there we have it. So depending upon your desire, if you want to bring this back up, if you wanted to have that go to a different page or not, that was in our call out section. I'll click on that, come down here to the properties. I'm going to go to jump, but if we want this to open up into a new browser window, then we want to click that, and that way the original was left open. So then they're going to have two browsers. Now if you don't want them on that original and you want them to go directly to your promotion, and to heck with where they were at, you want them to get to where they, I'm making sense here, aren't I? You want to get them to where you want them to be, and to heck with how they got there, then leave that off. That way they're going to leave the old page behind and go directly to the new page and hopefully forget about where they came from. Well, that brings us to the end of this video, and I'm going to, in the next video, take this a step further by showing you some tools online that do not require you to have any software on your PC to add clickable links. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you much for watching.